But either way, this is quite interesting to see. I mean, we could talk a little bit about the bracket if you do so, please, Thomas. No one calls you Thomas, but I do what I want. This is the round of
actually work, because I tried to do this the other day and it did not work. So if it's not there, I
Oh, are you getting
apologize.
up on the screen? I wasn't talking about that. I wasn't putting you
Yeah,
on the
I've
spot.
got
Hurry up, Tom.
the bracket.
Fix your
But
overlays.
it doesn't actually come up. There's no
No,
bracket. You've
I was just
ruined
about.
it. It's
I was just about
over.
to say. No, I wasn't asking you to. I was just about to say. Obviously, the winner of this game is going on to face Fnatic, right? So, even if FlipSide makes it through, pulls it back over the next two maps, this is a hard task anyway. I still feel like Fnatic surely have the edge going into the next matchup in the quarters. This is going to be very, very interesting to see how FlipSide
How many Swedes Sweden could knock out? Sweden?
Yeah.
Fnatic could knock out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hey,
no, that would
point.
be interesting if they like could just go through the bracket, knocking out all of the Swedes, and then well, who knows who they'll come up against towards the end of it. I am looking forward to seeing the latter stages. Obviously, some teams that have come under question a little bit. Obviously, the new French super team is in there, and I think Envy are in there as well. Like both teams are going to be battling that one out, so we could even see that French matchup as well. So very excited to see that one go off. And obviously there's only 3 spots, so one of the teams that we may be expecting or hoping will get through are not going to. And even from the sort of lower bracket of things, the teams that have come through, there's teams like Space Soldiers who have recently made changes, doing very well at WSG even before they got Calix into the roster. So I think they're a team to watch. There's plenty of teams that can show up on the day and actually step things up. It's just whether or not they can do it and get themselves over to the LAN. Obviously, we did see a couple of teams that weren't really expected last time. I think Heroic, when they just sort of formed, get themselves over to that LAN and obviously show off versus like Tyloo and some of the other better teams in the tournament. The other interesting thing to mention this time is from the Asian region. Obviously, we got MVP topping the group. Tyloo obviously do get through. And then I think it's Born of Fire, someone we haven't actually seen in EU Counter-Strike, if I'm correct. So that will be very interesting to see them actually at the LAN finals and if they can actually hold up against some of the other teams. Because I've loved watching like Tyloo and CyberZen. I'm very disappointed that neither of the sort of CyberZen rosters managed to make it through. I think they finished in 4th, but that wasn't the Savage roster anyway. And Savage is my home.
But we are jumping into the game anyway here. Into Train, FlipSide to map pick. They just lost out on the previous one on Mirage, a choice of Epsilon. Also, you know, it was quite a weak map for them, but at least we're going into one that's kind of been FlipSide's, or one of FlipSide's, you know, better maps over the course of, well, CSGO at least. So going into this one, a little more confidence for them. Tom's hedging his bets on them. I'm calling the 2-0, but at this point, who really knows? It's a knife to decide sides, and obviously very important. You're going to want
I think they're going
to
flip the result of the previous map.
Oh my god. I was about to make an Epsilon pun, but I realised I can't really think of any, so... Tom, you got any?
Your Epsilon?
No.
Them?
Epsilon are going to crush FlipSide and give them a... this is bad wording, but the play on words is good. Crush FlipSide, right? And put them into, like, a seizure, so they're going to need an EpiPensalon.
Jesus. That's a step salon too far.
That's
okay.
so
Okay, that's enough of that. I think the one thing I hate about casting FlipSide is then so say you say, and we're gonna see FlipSide side doing this. It just sounds so horrible. Unless you just call them Flip. But yeah, cringe jokes. Enjoy them. We're gonna be out of here soon, or fired. Starladder are gonna employ tea time instead. Either way, we are gonna have the pistol round pushing forward. Freddy with the utility over on that T side, and Waylander and Blade, in fact, gonna have quite a bit of utility to play with them. It's just gonna be a heavy B rush straight in. 2 players already here. Obviously a very retakeable side, but they're gonna try and get up close and personal. Unfortunately, Waylander doesn't really agree with that. Already taking the first down. Electronic trying to stop Freddy being able to do too much. The problem is, in the meantime, they are losing players. I don't know how Waylander's just chilling here, just like, nope, I'm just gonna pretend nothing's going on. Just stand up the top. Just wait this one out.
The progression from Draconoc still putting the pressure on. Electronic's going to be able to make his way around. The Rez holding the flank, still World eventually going to go down. Barber will just do the damage. And look at this Epsilon. It was turning into a bit of an unorthodox situation, but they finally just closed it out in style. Smashed FlipSide in the face. And they are going to be opening up with a 1-0. So by coming into the second round, obviously, let's see what they do in terms of AKs. And I'm already a big Epsilon fan. Send me their t-shirts. They've gone for the triple AK. You never see this anymore.
Send me their hats.
Playing it. Yeah, send Tom a hat. You have to go to Sweden first, though.
That's the thing. If I go to Sweden, I'm gonna have too many hats to buy.
NIP or a Fnatic one. What do you do, NIP or Fnatic?
Fnatic all the way.
For those wondering, when Tom goes to the country, he buys a hat.
Maybe I'm buying a Calais hat.
Oh,
Slaughter
apparently.
in this round. Well, then it's going to be the only one left alive. Can he do any extra damage? No, he can't. Well, it's like Ukraine. I haven't bought one yet in Ukraine. Now, the obvious choice is Na'Vi, but then you got FlipSide, you got Hellraisers as well. Technically, like a big organization there.
Hellraisers are a European team. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but the organization is.
No, you have to go Na'Vi. You have to go.
Or do I just get a Starladder hat?
You got a
don't
VP.
have a Starladder hat.
You work for Starladder.
I have 2 WSG hats, 2 WSG t-shirts.
Alright, don't show off, Tom.
I don't have any
hats.
I don't have any.
Can we cast this? That would be more interesting than listening to your hats. You didn't get a Tyloo hat in China, so I'm not interested. Anyway, fast A play from Epsilon. Calais has opened things up. Liar. Markov, he's going to be sitting on the site there. Taps away. Actually takes down Calais. Rez will eventually follow up, and these players should just overrun them in theory. But Freddy B just taking a bit of collateral damage onto Rez.
It's actually very costly. This is a little bit of a poor show, as we would say in the UK. Because they've actually done a lot of damage to themselves in that round, and losing a couple of rifles along the way as well. Not going to be the best start. Obviously, Epsilon are on the T side, so not the worst case scenario. They got themselves the pistol, but now we get to see the buy. Electronic, he's going to go for the utility. I expect him to be playing relatively close somewhere along the lines, because that UMP, although it is magnificent, the range still quite isn't there. Obviously, that is where Wild Edit comes into play. But on the other side, we got the counter up. Now, last time we saw the Orcs battle in the first part of the round, it was actually Wild Edit to win the duel. And we'll see whether or not Draken can take this.
Last out of main is going to be Calais. Actually opening things up, just spraying on top of the smoke. World Edit will be back towards CT spawn, and Calais for a little bit more. Found himself too. Electronics down and out. Mollies will go in deep. They have the perfect control. The only issue is there's one more left on the site, and they haven't even smoked off World Edit either. He's doing damage. Waylander tries to rotate back in, but he'll walk into the site of Rez, who gets 2. And World Edit, he's missed too many shots right now. While the Molotov works for Rez, if he hit his shots from earlier in the round, this could have been a one-on-one. So now, Epsilon bomb down. World Edit probably just needs to save.
Yeah, missing a couple of shots has definitely put him in a bit of a predicament, and he's going to be looking to try and at least find something. Now, a 4-0 start would be wonderful over on this T side. It's nowhere near as heavily CT-sided as it used to be, so definitely could see a sort of comeback over on that T side, especially online. I feel like the just sheer aggression that's enabled in online Counter-Strike just means that we do see more T-sided maps than on LAN, so maybe there's more of an opportunity. Again, quoted the Major earlier, we saw Astralis and VP both winning their T-halves in the final. Obviously, adrenaline rush coming in towards the end for the Danes, but it is still definitely possible. So 4-0 down, nowhere near as much of a death sentence as it used to be. I still remember one of the games, I think I casted, was it Gambit? I think it was the original, like, Gambit, and they were playing against Method, and they won the first half 14-1 CT side and lost the game 16-14. I will never forget that game. It's just the weirdest thing I've ever casted in my life.
I mean, we've seen some crazy comebacks. Let's not close the door.
Crazy comebacks.
Yeah, let's. Yeah, definitely a Fnatic Academy. Let's not close the door on them just yet. But 4-0 is still very good. You can't take that away from Epsilon. As we go into this round again, fast B play. I'm not sure why no one checked the res, but he's going to get himself a free kill. Waylander does get traded though. Still good damage, and that nade that could have killed Freddy there. He's just made it out alive though. The smoke goes down. He should try and cross, or someone shouldn't get that bomb down. Callie will take that job. World Edit, he can just sit towards the back. If these guys with the pistols can get anything done, they'll attempt to retake. If not, World Edit, he's just going to bring this orb again into the next round. And I think that's looking like the more likely option here. He's not even able to get a pick, and with Barbar so close in connector, he's going to be able to take him down as soon as he gives away his position. He's just played less, and I don't know, do they want to take the double up? No, they're going to stick with the rifles for now. So 5-0 for Epsilon. FlipSide back on their bye. World edit on the AWP.
I think you have to give props to Epsilon. Something they are very good at is just quick plays. A lot of teams in modern Counter-Strike want to be methodical, want to be slow, using utility, just picking things up. Epsilon is just one of those teams who are just going to go, let's just aggressively push into A, and if they can stop us, then we'll go for the more tactical route. If they can't, then we will just keep doing it again and again. And they have definitely got the talent to do that. Not many teams can pull that off. This round, at least, they are holding a little bit more default, slowing things down. We've seen them go aggressive into A just moments ago. Then they went aggressive into B. Well, the round just gone. So, slowing things down, switching the pace up again. And finally, we do have a buyback on the flip side of things. See what I mean? I wanted to say flip side.
Don't like it, Tom.
No, I don't like it either. I had to say the flip side of things. Which does actually work, but it doesn't feel as good.
Just give up at this point, I feel.
Okay. See you guys. Stream is ending.
Okay, bye. Yeah. Fired. Oh, dear. Either way, Epsilon set up for this outside push. Oh, look at this sneak from Barbar. He's just going to push himself all the way up. Blade won't be expecting this, and there's a free kill. Barbar's found an opening. Issue is, as a player towards Pop Dog, he needs to watch his back, but it's all a big elaborate fake because they push their players down into the B side. It's not going to matter, though, for Markov, who needs an AWP. He's got the rifle. 2 quick kills there. Waylander traded, but still the man advantage is in play for FlipSide. Epsilon, though, they are aware of the potential flank, and Electronic actually going to back off down there. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe he expected them to be holding it. But either way, now we're going to see the rest of Epsilon start to push into the B side. Draken catches one more. Still Markov to worry about.
Yeah, nice shot from Markov. Will make things a lot more difficult. And now Electronic is going to come back down. Just making noise, making things difficult for Draken. He doesn't even need to push. He's just baiting out the shots. This is so smart from Electronic. Easy kill in the end as well. Just wasting the time of Draken. And then finishes things off as well. Double up will actually come into play. So they didn't want to buy it, but they will take it for free. And now we actually do get to see Markov over on that up. Now, I actually quite like a double up setup on this map, especially just because positional-wise, you can take very long-range battles and have a passive player either on the B site itself or just in connector, just as that rotational player. You have somebody close. In this case, it will be Waylander, and then Markov is very quick to rotate back in. And already, we do see this pace switch again. Quick moves in from Epsilon. What Edit will be able to start with that AWP, but already the trades will come in using the flames. Nice shot from World Edit once more. Electronic with another, but it's still going to be a 3v2 CT favor.
Still, Barbar trying to equalize things out, but it's going to be World Edit to deny the next one. He needs to be destroyed. He needs to be stopped because World Edit is wreaking havoc here. Eventually, he will. Still 2 more to find, and look at this position held by Waylander. Oh no, Barbar's going to walk right into it. Walks backwards, takes the kill, and Waylander, he's going to make it work. 2-5 now for FlipSide. Issue is, obviously, again, reset is on the horizon. Not a huge amount of cash for the Epsilon side, but they have Draken to drop a little bit over. And the fact that FlipSide haven't built up their economy despite picking up 2 rounds is, again, you know, the money is weak. It can be set down to the $14 loss bonus, and that can still affect them, right? So it's not going to matter so much because Epsilon don't fully invest, but could have been very, very dangerous.
Already a little bit of damage done. Obviously, these Deegs, deadly as ever. And there we go, Draken looking for a second as well. Will be traded out from Blade. A lot of damage already on to a couple of other players on the T side as well. They've still got Chuz or Barber. Very, very close to being a nice little bit of lamb cooked up on the barbecue. But he will survive just for now. 4 HP. 4 versus 3. It should be a cleanup from here on out, but there's still the potential to do a little bit more damage. There we go. Barber finds one. Electronic to trade. And now it's all on to Freddy. Dropping one more player here would be more than valuable going into the next round.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of damage is good. You don't really expect too much here from Epsilon, but they've actually gone above and beyond so far. That being said, they are just going to pincer on Freddy. Oh, it took him a while, but World Edit does it. He does still get a bit of damage off anyway, and now going into the next round, as you say, the bite from Epsilon. At this point, Oh, okay, FlipSide still double AWPing. This is interesting to see. Obviously, it's not very common to see that double AWP over on the T side. Very rare, in fact, especially on train. The AWP is good, but the issue is, it's just not good post plant to have that double AWP because there's so many angles that people can come from. Retaking is already giving so many options, so it's not like you can just post up towards connector and expect to just have a free kill there in a post plant on the T side. You're going to have players coming from CT, connector, pop up everywhere. So better to have rifles.
We're going to have IV control contested by the T side. You can see they're actually going to go for a little bit of a bait push. Now, what this normally means is the IV control is attempted, and then the remaining players will attempt to push out of A and Pop Dog at the same time, just so then most of the players should be focused in the other direction. Now, whether it works out in that sort of timing is 100% based on whether or not they can actually get the frags over towards this IV control. Now, the man in question at the moment is Markelov. He's been looking good so far with that AWP in hand. We are going to see a little bit of aggression actually into Pop Dog as well from Electronic. Now, he's currently facing away. Bit of an anti-flash, just so that if they do actually try and pop down, which is quite common. The only problem is, if they do just sneak, he is dead. But that would be quite an interesting play, because most players will just pop flash into that very position. And we are going to see now the nade set up. Push going to be coming in. Here comes the drop, and he doesn't flash. Kelly just jumps straight in. Electronic is none the wiser. Blade has to counter this. He manages to catch out one. Does quite a bit of damage, in fact. Freddy tried to peek back in and still gets the headshot. And now it's 2 AWPs on the retake.
Yeah, this is what I say. I mean, it's very, very difficult to use AWPs as well on the T side. And now we're seeing the real issue on the CT side, going in for not only a man disadvantage, but not even having rifles to play with this one. They will start to sneak their way in because they've got to at least give it their best shot. This close position from Freddy, going to get caught out. World Edit takes the kill, although it was the low HP player, so that's so unfortunate. Anyway, either way, Rez is on the site. Block from World Edit, but Markelov's still got to push on up. He needs to go for this no-scope here. He'll go for it, but he won't land it. It's World Edit to support, but the time is just simply too low. They have to defuse now, and Barbar, he'll be ready to stop this one. Peeks out, there's one, there's two, and there's the round. Epsilon, they pick it up 6-3. Great stuff for them. Doesn't even survive. RIP.
It goes down at the end of the round, and I wonder if that will actually cause the force to come in here from the CT side. We've seen them been very, very safe with their buys so far. Now, going into the next round, World Edit, sorry, will be able to get an AWP. So that might change the fact a little bit. The problem with it, though, is the rest of the team still aren't going to have much of a buy. Now, the 3-round streak really didn't gain them very much money whatsoever. And you can see the way that this is just going to be reacted to by the T side. They know that they're going to be broke, so they're just going to go running straight into this B side. Bomb already going to be going down. Barber is there to start. Still a little bit of weight, but very, very quick kills. Easy clean up. And Epsilon are going to have their 7th without much hassle.
Yeah, really good T side so far. I mean, again, we talked about the possible comebacks available on this map, but even so, this is very, very dominant. They haven't given up many rounds, and now, you know, they have the 3 loss streak, and then they come right back on with a win, and then they force them into eco straight after that. And now they're looking to maybe pick up 10 rounds as half. It's very, very close to. Look at the money right now on FlipSide. A couple of players 6 and 5k, but by and large, not really enough for a buy unless they go for some SMGs. Okay, yeah, they're going to go for it. I mean, you can justify it because they got the Famises.
It was either just
utility.
buy in a similar fashion in the last round, but they decided they wanted the AWP onto World Edit. So that was the big difference. They realized they could get that in, so they will now pick it up. Definitely possible, especially when you look at the buy on the other side of things. Obviously, they can't really know that, but I think ecoing for another one would be madness. World Edit! World Edit is going to go down to 2 HP! 98 damage done by 1 incendiary grenade. That was almost the death of the AWPer, what they were waiting for, what they were saving for. They have absolutely no control of RAB anymore. They know exactly where the player is in the smoke. World Edit is low, just snapping on, but he still manages to get himself a kill. Looking for more, 2 kills, 2 HP. Can this man do any more? 1 HP for Markelov. Barber, you have a great opportunity here. You will get the first. Markelov is in from behind. If he gets this kill, now it's down to Markelov. 1 HP in a dream to try and take down Barber. 1 versus 3. Looking like it's almost definitely going to be on the cards unless he can just mind game him, unless he can play the positions.
It's so difficult being this low HP. All it's going to take is Barbar to even throw out his nade in a random direction, but It's all about the mind games, right? It's always possible. And the fact that he has such a weird elevated angle onto the bomb, Barbar might not expect it. It's only going to require 2 bullets in return from Markelov if he aims them correctly. And look at this. Barbar, he's actually going for the bomb. You can tell. He's going to walk right into this one. Oh, look at the angle. It's perfect. Markelov waiting ready. Oh, no, he whiffs the spray. You can't blame him at that kind of range, but he's not going to be able to connect it. And Barbar, he flicks back round with such low HP, takes the tap, and gets on with his day. Epsilon. I mean, that's going to be so disheartening, right, for FlipSide.
Well, yeah, it was a 1v3. The HP was low, but it was actually the 100 HP player that goes down second. The World Edit with 2 HP manages to get 2 kills, which is ridiculous to even talk about, but that has got to hurt. And, well, 9 rounds looking almost definite. Damage being done early on through the smoke, but so much to do. Ready? That's his second team kill. Yeah, 1 more and he gets banned from the server, right? That's how it works.
Yeah, no more matchmaking for you.
He's seen some records broken. I don't know what the record is, or almost broken. It was matched. Supposedly he did actually need 4 to win.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize JW actually matched the knife record.
Yeah, no, I said he's equal to Pasha. I think it was Pasha with the.
I don't know what the team kill record is.
I wouldn't know off the top of my head. Not a common statistic.
I'm surprised. I thought that would be a statistic you would know all over the show.
I'll bring it in for the next event.
Still 9-3. I don't think that team kill is going to be hurting them too much. Economy still looking good for the Swedes. I'm happy I can say the Swedes again and don't have to say Academy anymore. Peak from Draken. What did it? Decimated. And he's just going to have to sit this one out.
Again, unlucky start here. The key player, and if you look at the scoreboard, the only player really doing anything on the side of FlipSide is actually down and out just seconds into the round. Freddie B will double down as well, and Electronic, he is going to get 1 in the return, but it's a small saviour. Bomb's going to be picked up back in towards the back of B halls here for Epsilon, and they'll be able to bring that to the A site, but the flank from Freddie is just on point. Every single kill, Tom, is just going the way of the Swedes. We are getting more and more close to my prediction by the second. I think Waylander, though, he's going to get something done at least.
Yeah, managing to close one out.
Look at this position.
Electronic pick up another, but it's all going to be onto Waylander. 1 versus 1. Most of these have gone the way of this T side. They've been very good in the clutch situations. It's Draken to challenge. Nice flashbang. Well, it catches Draken, but it also catches Waylander. So he leaves himself blind. Does manage to get himself out onto the side. He's got to be careful of this AWP. And actually, he's going to go rotating. This gives a great chance now. Draken can get himself the bomb. He can rotate wherever he wants. And just take that angle. And the fact is, this is the man you want. Flashbang doesn't matter. Doesn't catch anyone out.
Again, the 1v1 is just so unfortunate for FlipSide. They could have had such an easier round. They are on the city side. What is this from Waylander, though? Just jumping round. He gets the dink mid-air, but, I mean, that should not have even got that close. He's just jumping around the corner. Draken takes him down. And Epsilon, they've reached double digits here. 10 rounds to 3. Very good stuff here on this T side. And FlipSide, yet to really make a mark again. They need to pick up these last 2. They need to have that buffer to play with after they lose a pistol round. The issue is, I mean, I'm assuming they lose a pistol round at this point. It's looking very likely. But the issue is, obviously, they don't really have too good of a buy. And if they miss out on this one, their last buy of the half, yes, they'll have $3,400 loss bonus. But combined with what? There's no bomb plant potential money. They have to pick up this round. Otherwise, their buy is just terrible for the next. Well, it's actually probably the same as this.
Yeah, probably be identical to what they actually have in at the moment. Not many teams pull up the FAMI anymore. I don't get to say that very often. And probably quite a lot of you are very happy about that. Still not seeing the family. Ever. I don't think anybody buys 5 FAMAs is. But we are just... Family. 5 family. But we are going to see just a little bit of aggression coming out at the moment from FlipSide. Hoping to try and catch someone out. They've taken a little bit of map control, but it is looking like the setup is just waiting to throw those smokes into play over on the A site. The bomb in the meantime is heading over towards B. Now, will we see a rotation from one of these players on the B site? That is the big question, and it doesn't look like it. They're going to sit in position, wait on spot. 45 seconds left. I don't blame them. There really hasn't been much aggression out. There goes Barber, but they know that he's normally the fake player. He's done this many a time, so this is actually a very good read from FlipSide, and there we go. Nice lineup. Markelov, he doesn't need the AWP. He's picked up 2. Gonna get himself a 3rd as well, and leaving it on to just Freddy. Gotta try and find himself 4 kills.
Possible, but unlikely as he makes his way out. World Edit spotted him. Oh, quick burst, so does take him down. Blade's going to be exposed as well. And all 3 players peeking him at this point. There's not much he can do. They're just going to whittle down at him bit by bit with the bullets in the Molotov at the 10 seconds on the clock. He's realised it. It's so common as well that people just don't seem to realise. It seemed like he had no idea. If he knew, he would have just jumped out of upper, surely. But, you know, we only notice when we see 10 seconds in big red numbers at the top sometimes. You get tunnel vision, and apparently the same for him as well. I don't think it's too much of an issue for Epsilon. Obviously, it was important for FlipSide. They needed this buy coming into the last round. But even so, Epsilon, even if they only get 10, 10 is hardly an only on the T side of train.
Yeah, it's a very good T side already. We'll have the AWP of World Edit back in hand, and he's going to pick up that first kill as well. Actually do a little bit of damage onto Calais. This is a very aggressive push once more. Epsilon trying to switch up that pace. Rez is going to equalize the scoreline. A lot of damage done. He tries to converge onto both players. Electronic, however, will be there to trade one back. Waylander in the back lines has to be a little bit careful. Doesn't want to lose his life. They have the man advantage in this situation, and the HP is lowered to Draken as well. So mistakes could not be made, but Markelov's going to go down. Draken equalizing things again. And there we go. Freddy with one more. It's all onto Waylander. Already on his rotate, but he's lost 2 teammates in the meantime.
This is some of the best odds Waylander's had aside from that previous 1v1. Oh, okay. Right, they get that. Draken's just going to shoot him in the face. Epsilon 11 rounds deep on their T-side.
Rip, Freddy.
Waylander even burns Freddy, but he can't save that gun into the pistol, Tom. Oh no. As we go into the second half. Even so, we keep coming back to saying, oh yeah, the comeback's possible. Is it though?
No.
Really, at this point, Epsilon, they just have had such a dominant T side. It's going to be very, very unlikely for FlipSide to pull it back.
I would be very disappointed.
Even I was expecting FlipSide to get close on this one, and look at it now.
Yeah, I'd be very disappointed in Epsilon if they threw this one away. I have to say, like, I do like them as a team. I'm a big fan of, like, many players over on the Flip side of things, but I don't think they're going to throw this one away. They are a very good team. Nope. I think they're up and coming more so than ever. Been improving a lot. They've kept this core as well for quite a while. And they've got a lot of talent. I think Barber was a great addition to this team. Draken with the AWP as well. Now I'm liking this. CT side, aggressive push. However, Ivy control has gone a little bit haywire and electronic. Pistol play, going to be pushing back in. Aggressive stuff. And at least the pistol, well, should be going the way of FlipSide. No, I don't think they'll throw this one away. Rez, he's got nothing to play with.
Not even a face. Markelov removes that. FlipSide, flawless round, funnily enough, after a bit of a stomp against them in the first half. Either way, maybe a chance for a reset now they're on the T side. It is difficult, obviously, but they are on the map pick of their own, so maybe they have something hidden up their sleeve. And they seem confident as well. The fact that they've actually gone for a lot of SMGs in the second round is rare. You typically see teams, after having a really shaky first half, they win the pistol, then they go for a very AK-dominated buy because they want to have, you know, the better chance of picking the second round up. They don't want to risk throwing it away to pistols because that is very common. Luckily for them, though, Epsilon haven't fully invested. Draken saving for the AWP, a couple of players with armor, but Callie and Rez, they go for the Deagle, so they can either reinvest in a Deagle next round or save up for a little more utility on a kit into their buy. So even so, FlipSide is safe, but that in itself is a risky buy going for only 2 AKs, especially on trade.
Yeah, it is a map like dedicated to quite a few long-range positions now. I would expect them with this buy to go towards A. That's just the way I'm looking at this. There's a lot more places you can hide, maneuver yourselves. The utility is much easier to place down in positions where you can then move yourself forward. Whereas if you go towards the B site, a lot of open spaces, places you need to cross pass, and SMGs you have to run about 100 meters before you even get anywhere near someone with that SMG. So don't think we'll be seeing them going in that direction. The likelihood is, and from their positions as well, that they're going to hit the A site. Utility is going to begin to be thrown in relatively shortly. Nice shot from Calais. It's going to be aggressive push. Waylander jumps out. Bomb actually not really dedicated just yet. Now, they don't have a lot of time. They do have to be a little bit careful not to just throw this one away. Electronic will, however, open up onto the site. Still a lot of damage being done. And the flank coming in from Barber as well will add another. Now, this is actually going to leave them 22 seconds. Now, they don't know where the other player is, so they've got to try and plant in a position that's actually safe. Obviously, World Edit is holding the angle to try and stop Barber actually getting out in this point in time. But do they have any idea where Rez is playing? Clearly not.
No, free kill for him. Makes it a bit easier for Epsilon, but still the lack of armor on him and the lack of health is going to make this job difficult. World Edit spots out another, but he knows it's silly to take the fight onto Barber. Flashes himself, just defends it for the time being, but Barber sneaking up close and personal. World Edit knows he's here, but he doesn't know he's that close. World Edit gets shot in the face. Now it's Blade left to hold onto the bomb, as you can see Rez taking him out. Now 1v1. Barber realizes that the time is just too low. He's got no kit, he's got no utility, and he should just hold onto this AK. Bring it into the next eco round. But the fact that they make it that costly with that little investment is quite scary on the side of FlipSide.
Yeah, well, now we could actually see the CZ dropped over. If the other two players want to pick up another Deeg or something of the sort, that would be absolutely fine in my eyes, especially when they will have gained a little bit of extra money. Rez. Oh, okay. Now, this is ballsy. Yes. This is hella ballsy, but I like it. I am a fan. It did so much damage in the previous round. They forced a lot of rebuys. They've got an AK in hand, 3 UMPs. They don't have a lot of utility, but no one's going to be seeing this coming, and Rez has just gone huge. Double kill ready to start off the round. It will be traded eventually. World Edit didn't even invest. He only bought a P250. This round is looking very, very good for the Swedes.
That is just ridiculous. Either way, World Edit going to try and come back in with an AK picked up off of the corpse of his friend. He does only get one for it. Blade is going to follow up, and Freddy, perfect timing on the flank. He is going to be able to take down another one as Markelov is left in the clutch. This man is a god in these situations, but still, I feel like this is being too much asked for him. Look at Callie's position. He's right behind. This is going to be absolutely perfect. Oh, dear Markelov. He gets shot in the face. Epsilon 12 rounds to 6 now. And yeah, I do agree. I do like that force buy. It wouldn't have made sense if they just saved a rifle and lost, all their players aside from getting a couple of kills into FlipSide. But getting 4 kills and then going into that kind of buy, it was perfect with World Edit saving for the AWP. Just all that Epsilon needed. And FlipSide, they've got to be so demoralized after that.
Yeah. That is the sort of round that should never be able to happen. The other thing was there were so many players not buying like armor or anything behind it, just going for those 2-round buys, that it meant they could get so many SMGs and armor on the actual board that it was a really nicely thought out strategy. However, now we get to see the pistols out for FlipSide. They win the pistol. They even get themselves a follow-up. It's not normal to see a 3rd round win for the CT side. In fact, it barely ever happens. I think maybe like 1 in 50 maps you might see that, because that is very unexpected. But we are going to be looking at this T side to see if they can get a bomb down. That's the main aim. They want that extra cash. Really just expect most of the players to be the cannon fodder as they attempt to get this bomb down. Now, no real aggression at this point from Epsilon. They're just going to sit passive. Ultimately, they don't really care if the bomb goes down. If it goes down, okay, it's not great. Yeah, the T's are going to get some extra money. But more importantly, they want to keep all their weaponry, make sure this is clean for them, and then continue in their stride, because they're the ones who've been very good for World Edit. He opens straight up onto Barber. Callie actually going to be tagged down, but it's the bomb that's been dropped in its wake. The one thing they didn't want to get left in the open. They don't have any utility to even try and block it up. It has to be down to Waylander. Now, he does manage to pick up one, looking for a second. However, there they go. The bomb is still on the floor. Nothing that can be done. World Edit. He's got to try and just do some extra damage here. That's all he's really hoping for. Freddy's position is quite risky considering his HP. He is just spamming shots away, but eventually Draken, even through the wall, will finish him off. And that's the 13th round for the Swedes.
That was a ridiculous wallbang. That wasn't even like a corner clip. He was fully aiming at the wall there, just trying to go for the luck shot. And obviously with him being low HP, it worked out. But still, very ballsy shot that. Either way, going into this, last chance of FlipSide, would you say? This is very reminiscent of the previous map, right? Because it just seems to be a dominant affair for Epsilon.
Well, especially with the sort of situation of their economy. It's not like they've just lost a load of rounds in a row. It's that they've only lost 2 in a row. And if they lose this one, they'll get 2,400. That's it to play with in the next. So they're really not in a good position money-wise. And, well, World Edit doesn't have any armor. with that AWP in this. So they're already skimping. And this is supposed to be the buyer that is the savior of their round. Really going to need somebody to step up in this sort of circumstance. Electronic, one of the stars of the show, only with a UMP in play. And while speaking of UMPs, there are the first 2 kills.
Yep. Got to be traded at least, so it's not just a one-sided affair for Epsilon's favor. World Edit is fairly tagged, not too significant, but he hasn't got armor. That is the main issue. So if anyone gets aggressive, for example, over in main, he won't be able to do a thing because 1 bullet, he's gone. He can't even react. It'll be a 1 in a million shot there with the aim punch. And Cali is situated fairly close here, so I'm getting quite worried for the sanctity of World Edit. Issue is he's not going too aggressive here. He knows what he's up against. He's just holding on. Calais is just going to be waiting outside, just waiting for this push as his teammates set up towards the pop dog just to deal with any aggression in that regard. So yeah, it's a fairly standard hold from Epsilon, a little bit aggressive, but they have got the tools to do that. Passive play over towards Ivy and Barbar's solo towards B, but we know that it's constant the CT setup for retake scenarios on B, and Freddy finding a catch at first drop. This is it, yeah. They've still got the aggressive position, right? So Epsilon have all this room to back off from. They don't have to sit committed, and Draken's going to follow up with 2. It will be over, and I think at that point, Tom, it's got to be the game, right? You've got to say GG.
But they're relying too much on what I like to call the Fnatic effect. Like, this was when they were the best team, with Pronax actually in the lineup, and he could go for these really late round calls, but he knows that they're going to get the picks, so it's fine. It's like they get that first kill, and then everything just falls into place with the Pronax idea. And we saw him with Godsend, where that didn't work, because they just didn't have the same sort of raw talent. Now, they're very good players, just not on that sort of insane level, and we see that there. Waylander gets the pick, everything changes in that round, because there's no player just round the back in Pop Dog. The second he dies, the round's over. There's no way they win that round. And they only have 20 seconds to then rectify that problem. And just not seeing it at the moment. There's nobody finding that sort of luxury kill, the sort of magic that they need. And that's mainly because they don't, it's not like that sort of Fnatic roster where they just outskill everyone. Obviously here, we've just seen an easy clean up. Not going to be any problems for Epsilon in that round. They're saving for the last. The lost bonus will give them enough that if they want it, they can get an AWP. They're not going to go for it unless it's glass cannon again, which it actually will be. And they'll have a lot of utility at least. That's something that they'll have to play with. The unfortunate factor is with such slow pace, a lot of the time that doesn't really come into play. I'd like to see them just do what Epsilon have done. Just do a fast setup onto A, throw all those smokes down, try and get close to this AWP of Draken, which has been wrecking them.
It's not only Draken, it's everyone, right? Look at the kill distribution. Calais a little bit behind, but by and large, I mean, when you see the third best person on the scoreboard has, you know, the second most kills, that's when you know the kill distribution is right, okay? You know, it's not an issue for Epsilon right now. And boom, the first kill comes out from the side of FlipSide, but it's instantly, you know, re-grabbed as we see the aggression from Draken down towards Ivy. Takes that kill as well onto Markov, and man advantage going to be equalized. But still, they have a good chance to take down Barbar here. He is alone on B, and he's got players coming from both angles. Waylander takes him down on the entry. The bomb is about to be planted as they have full control of the site. And this is one of those situations, Epsilon, they may even have to save this one. I don't think they will because of the scoreline, but I'm not expecting them to retake this. FlipSide just have so much utility. It's going to be so easy for them to hold off.
A lot of this will rely on the Draken finding a pick, or basically a mistake. And it doesn't even look like they're really going to go for it here. They've got so many rounds to play with that they don't really need to. Like, they can buy in the next round, it wouldn't be a problem. But why risk it when you're this far in front? You might as well just let them have the round and then go, okay, that didn't work out. They managed to open up B a little bit too easily. And even here, they're just going to be looking to do a bit of extra damage. Calais is going to be waiting. May have spotted a couple of players. Now, this could be absolutely catastrophic, although... Oh, Waylander, you've got much more to lose here, buddy. Not going to go for the aggressive push. It will be 3 players surviving on either side. And, of course, a buy coming straight back up for Epsilon.
Yeah, not going to be issues with economy for the time being. They can invest into the next round as well, maybe even one after if they save players. Got 9k and 6k on, you know, top and bottom, but still iffy for the timing across the board in terms of money. However, FlipSide have got a really long road to come back against, and okay, nice wallbang. World Edit's down to 55 before he can even react. And again, World Edit just seems to be getting bullied. Every single round he starts off with, you know, half his HP gone. He's really getting abused right now, and I don't blame them.